Travelers on the Omnibus occasionally touches on mature subject matter with mature language. As such, audience discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Travelers on the Omnibus, a field trip through nerd and pop culture. My name is Ethan Skinner.
Are you sure it's not William Shatner?
Nope.
I am James McCarthy.
I'm Brady Davis. I don't know what's going on.
I'm Jody Kite.
He was parsing his syllables in a way that seemed unnatural,
Mm.
like an AI or William Shatner.
Or both.
What's the difference?
Gentlemen, I have a question for you.
Is it about the Prime
Sure.
Minister of Canada?
It is not about the Prime Minister of Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to be topical on this show.
Yeah.
Of all home appliances, which one is the worst to replace?
Probably your washer and dryer because they broke on you.
Yes, but that is me. That is a question. I'm proposing this question to y'all.
I don't know. I live in an apartment, so if any of my shit breaks, I just complain to the landlord until they
I would
get it
say probably currently the refrigerator because it would cost you more than both a washer and dryer combined.
Okay. Jay,
The washer and dryer asked and answered.
okay, gotcha. Yeah. My week has been hell.
Yeah.
No.
It has not been kind to me at all. Our washer and dryer unit both got destroyed in the exact same day. So I spent like almost 3 hours at a laundromat washing all of our clothes.
Ooh.
I hated it.
That's a fun time.
I spent $17 to wash clothes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
And I
right.
hated it.
Mhm.
It's not even the money though; it's the 3 hours of sitting there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did not stop from there. Like my car's fucked up right now. I need change. My cylinders are misfiring.
Mhm.
It is absolutely the worst. I spent fucking like 12 and a half hours at work today.
Mhm.
I am very exhausted, but I am here. I am thriving.
Freshman year, Stockard and Martin dorms at the University of Mississippi. I went down to I put my laundry in the washer. A girl walked up to me and said, "Hey, can you take your washing clothes out and let me put my washing clothes in there?" And I was like, "No, whatever." And like, okay.
Okay.
And then she just left.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
There were
Okay.
other open washers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but you already paid for yours.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think she was trying to do the "I'm hot, so let's see what I can
she
get
would-
away with"
yeah,
test.
Yeah.
But she couldn't manipulate you, so whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I knew I had no shot anyway. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
However, I did find one glimmer in my past week.
Extra
Okay.
cats.
No, me and Bianca watched Mashle.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay.
We completed the first season.
Nice.
I got Crunchyroll so we could watch the second season.
Yeah.
We are
okay.
loving it.
I
Yeah.
have a tuna roll right now.
That you
Nice.
do.
Yeah.
Sushi.
I'm currently on episode 7. I'm gonna use this to cross over here
Okay.
of the first season.
We started watching it, and Bianca just said, "This is just anime Harry Potter."
But it's also anime Harry Potter on speed.
It is fucking amazing.
Dude, we talked about this off mic before, but dude is just really strong in a world where
Yeah.
everybody can do magic.
Mhm.
And there's it's pretty much like they don't hold back. They tell you they're ripping off Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
And so they're doing this like we're doing the basically the Quidditch thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like all right, well we're gonna see like, you know, who can fly the fastest on the broom. And so he can't fucking use a broom. He doesn't know how to use a
You
broom.
need magic to fly.
You need
on it.
Yeah.
you need magic to so like he moves so fast that I think only one or two other students noticed that he throws the broom up in the air, jumps up in the air, and just moves his legs really fucking fast. and you look and you see, like, you know, from his torso up, and he's sitting there floating, and everybody's like, and then it pans down, and his legs look like a hummingbird's wings.
Okay.
You would think, well, you have to fly in order to like throw the little ball through the hoop.
Not mash.
No.
Yeah.
He throws it he throws it so fast.
He throws
with a curve.
Yeah.
To where it's a boomerang where it goes through the hoop
Yeah.
and comes right back
They're
to him.
down. They're down 60 points to 0, and and there's a minute left, and he flies up there with his legs, throws the ball so fast that it basically like in the scene from Wanted where they curb the bullet.
Yeah.
He curbs the ball and just keeps throwing it back through the hoop over and over again, and they get 999 points in 60 seconds.
I think my favorite thing I've seen so far.
We'll pause.
Okay, go for it.
That is 2 minutes in a 22-minute show. That shit happens all the time.
Damn.
One of my favorite things is like Harry Potter. They have like the sorting hat in order to like house students into the respective houses.
They have a sorting skeleton.
It's
It's a horse skeleton. Yeah.
And so what you do is you put your hand on the skull, and the horse reads your mind, says, "Oh, you have ambition. You go to this house."
And then, like, here's the thing, though. They have little bits of like exposition that don't go on. Like you hear the horse's inner monologue after he picks like 3 students. He's like, "I love this job. I've been picking students for houses for 300 years and have never gotten anything wrong." And Mash goes up and just grabs the horn so hard it's like it starts cracking the skull.
And he eventually reads the mind. The only thing that this boy thinks of is
Cream
swimming
puffs.
in cream puffs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so now the horse is trying to deduce, like, I've never been wrong in any type of assumption. And does, like, the beautiful mind moment. And comes to the conclusion, all cream puff lovers go to this house.
That's funny.
There's a scene. I'm going to say one more thing about. There's a scene where there's this guy this is actually common in the show. There's always a bully in every other episodes. Sometimes they turn out to be a good guy in the end. Sometimes they just turn out to be a bully. Well, he takes this bully and just smashes his skull into the floor. And the vice principal shows up while this is happening, and Mash goes, "I think I might have messed up." And the vice principal's like, "Yeah, you messed up. You're about to be expelled." And then like it cuts back to the other students for a second, and then back to him, and Mash has his like up to his neck buried in stone. And he's like, "What are you doing?"
I'm already in trouble.
I'm already in
What's
trouble.
harm in more?
Yeah, he's so lackadaisical. He's like, "I'm already in trouble. I might as well." And he goes, "I can expel you at any time." And he goes, "And I can bury you alive at any time." And it was like, "Oh my God."
I am falling in love with it.
It's got just the right amount of.
It's nonsensical,
but it also has heart, though.
Yes.
It has like fleeting moments of heart, so it gets you a little bit on the heartstrings, which is it's perfect because it is so over the top. But then they balance it out with like some emotional stuff or whatever.
Bianca says he's just collecting best friends.
Yeah,
that's all he's doing.
Well, the opening of the show shows like all of them hanging out, so you figure out that they're going to probably end up being friends anyway.
But that's been me. Jody, since you're already talking.
Yeah, I've been watching Mashle.
Oh, tell me how that's been.
It's been pretty good. Anime, like I've said before, has to really get me from the beginning.
Yeah.
And like Dan and Mashle, they just hit the ground running, like immediately just get right into the insanity. And I think that's one of the reasons why those shows are popular. So I've been doing that. Like it's like I've completed Dan. The new episodes come out in May or something, or June.
I've seen July.
Maybe July. 12 episodes. Check it out. Like Mashle's also 12 episodes for the first season. So definitely check out. Dr. Stone's also on Netflix. So all 3 seasons actually. So if you haven't watched Dr. Stone yet, you should watch it. Ethan, have you watched Dr. Stone?
I've seen the first season.
Okay, well, the second season's better than the first season. The first season's good. You could tell they made money because the animation quality went up, even though it was really high anyway. So you should check that out. And so I watched Raw again this week on Monday.
Okay.
Penta debuted.
Yep.
Had an amazing 15-minute match with Chad Gable. Did some really cool stuff. There was a couple little small missteps, but I could like mark that down to like nerves. One thing that's very interesting is I watch Busted Open with Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley. he's got a really, really good show called Busted Open. And him and his partner, I can't remember his name right now. They were talking about things. They were breaking down the match and everything like that. And Bully Ray asked him, is like, so the first 3 minutes of the match, there's something that happened that typically only an American trained wrestler would understand. He's like, did you see what happened? And he goes, no, what happened?
I think that was Dave LaGreca.
Dave LaGreca. So in wrestling, in order to, choreograph everything besides just calling spots, they always work from one side of the body. So if I go to like Irish whip you and we go to the middle of the ropes, I'm gonna take you on the left side, and I'm gonna throw you into the other side of the ropes, and you're gonna run a specific direction, not straight, but like at an angle, right? Well, in Mexico, they work the other side.
Yeah.
And typically, if you're a Mexican style wrestler, that you're supposed to be trained for a little bit so you can work from the American side, whichever side, I get them confused, whichever side it is. Well, Penta was working Gable from the Mexican side. So he's wrestling Mexican style, and Gable adapted to it so that Penta wouldn't fuck up. And the whole match was like that.
Yeah.
So it just it gives you like, more understanding of how good Chad Gable is.
Yeah, I think Chad Gable is like one of the most underrated wrestlers that's working period right now. Like
it goes back to when he was feuding with Gunther for the IC championship. That match it was probably like match of the year for me. Just the way Gable carried himself and like the brutality of Gunther, and it was amazing.
I can understand why they had Penta fight Gable for his debut. They carried each other really well. Like there's only like a couple of small missteps, and they weren't even big missteps. Penta missed a small part of a spot and adjusted, and it still was fine. What was great about it is that they allowed Penta to cut a promo after the match.
Yeah.
And part of it was in Spanish, and you could tell he was really passionate, really happy to be there.
Yeah.
And one thing that I thought was kind of weird is that not until like after the promo and after the segment was over, the announcers mentioned that the people that were crying in the front row were his family.
Yeah.
Because they cut to him a couple of times before the match and during the match, and two of his daughters were just fucking sobbing because they were happy. They're so happy that he was able to work where he wanted to be at finally, to have his big run and to hopefully, be pushed in the right way and have the right matchups. Because like they said, Busted Open, and I thought about this anyway, like Rey Mysterio is pretty much wrapping up.
Yeah.
He is finished. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if next year wasn't Ray's like retirement year, like Cena's doing this year, or maybe the year after, because Ray's already been on part-time anyway, and he's getting up there. He's almost 50 or around that age. So, they've been looking well before this, when Ray was like sort of like in and out on injuries or taking time off. They've been looking for like the next like main lucha style wrestler.
Yeah.
They tried it with Sin Cara, and then they tried it with Sin Cara,
and then Kalisto,
and they tried it,
but specifically Sin Cara Místico and Sin Cara Único.
Right.
And then you had Fuego. Now I was about to say Fuego del Sol. That's completely different. God damn it. No, who you literally just say it. Kalisto, Dragon Lee.
Right.
There's a lot of, I don't want to even necessarily dead bodies. I don't think Dragon Lee's done. I do think the LWO has done a disservice to every person in it, that it has, by trying to make them a group, I think it diminished them each as individuals, and particularly in the Joaquin Wilde and God, I forgot the other guy's name, which I think is another thing that's kind of indicative of that. I think it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. It just hasn't worked.
Yeah.
There was a sentiment there, and I don't know if it was. I can't say it was minor. I can't say it was major, but I will say it was vocal, that said keep him away from the LWO.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion, pit him against the LWO.
Right.
Let's have some and with the ultimate goal of Pentagon with Pentagon versus Rey Mysterio.
Right.
Holy shit!
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I'm imagining that.
I think the
writing
Yeah.
a story for that actually to me would just let them go.
I think
let them just go.
I think one of the problems with groups like the LWO is and I think Judgment Day is probably about to start falling apart soon. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they'll dismantle them. Is that when you have like a big faction that's over and that angle lasts for a couple years, which Judgment Day has. They go, okay, well, we need another faction to fight this faction, or at least we need another faction to kind of like, on the other program.
Yeah.
Since this is done. And I think that's really what pushed them too. Is like, dude, we're selling a lot of Judgment Day merchandise. LWO, people have nostalgia for it, even though it was a very short run thing and died off the first time. And then real quick, the backstory on the history of it, the Eddie Guerrero had the LWO going. He got injured. This is in WCW. He got injured. The LWO was feuding with Rey Mysterio. The LWO practically pretty much fell apart because the NWO would just come in there and powerbomb all the luchadors. And then Eddie comes back and Rey Mysterio tries to keep it going. This is in story. Tries to keep the LWO going, even though he was their main enemy. So it was a really weird thing and it died off. And then they tried to bring it back and, it just didn't work. Like Jay said, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
But anyway, Monday was fine. The beginning of the show was like Punk, Rollins, and
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre all cut like collectively a 10-minute promo on how they're all going to be in the Rumble. And I understand they needed to fill the time, but I don't think that was all necessary unless they're building for more feuds within those three guys, which I think they are. And
arguably that's three of your biggest stars.
that
period.
is, I felt kind of like right now, especially with the Raw before this one, with the way they treated Cody and The Rock in that situation, like The Rock patted Cody on the head pretty much because Cody's actually on the other show. I think that was another reason why they did it. And also to squash that feud that is never going to happen now because The Rock wants to stay babyface as CEO of the company. On the board of directors for TKO. But I think the problem is that they're not really pushing their champions the way they need to be pushing them.
Yeah.
Like Gunther's promo was in the middle of the show. And nothing against Jey Uso, but if they're going to do that, they need to do it, in a better. It just didn't, like, the fans weren't behind it.
Yeah.
Like, I think the fans, with everything that's going on right now, I don't think the fans are behind Gunther anymore. Like, it feels that way, and they're not helping by not putting him in the right spot or pushing the belt the way they should have. Because they should have had, like, a championship title match for him or something on the debut show.
Yeah.
But I hate when they don't put faith in the title carriers. It really makes me feel like they diminish like the title when they do that. But that's how I feel about it. But anyway, enough about wrestling.
I chalk up that entire first show to we're going to have people that don't look at wrestling. So what do we need? We need our biggest Q. We need we need the stars with the biggest Q ratings,
Right.
which is going to be Rock,
Right.
Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. We have to have them on there, so we have to carve that out.
Yeah.
That was an entertainment spectacle. Last night, but Monday night, in my opinion, was the first. This is what you're going to get from Raw on Netflix,
Right.
which I think was solid wrestling. I question the rumor behind people being upset that they had their times cut because the Penta match and promo went long. They finished up 2.5 hours in. There was 22 minutes left. You're telling me that the San Jose where they were at in San Jose told them, you guys have got to get out of here now.
Right.
We're not going to let you do 22 more minutes of bullshit.
Right.
Bullshit. I would chalk it up more to they poorly timed everything.
Maybe.
And so shit got cut when it didn't need to because they had time to redeem it
Right.
elsewhere.
I
I loved Sammy keeping the plate warm with Seth, because I
Right.
think that's going to be an amazing
Yeah.
match down the line.
For sure.
I think it was great that you had Sammy winning a match, in his first Raw on Netflix.
Right.
Like, have him do that.
They had the women's intercontinental,
which I thought was a fantastic match.
It was a good
Dakota
match.
Kai and Lyra
Yeah.
Valkyria
Mhm.
proved that, like, if you want to talk about workhorse titles, they
Right.
put on a workhorse match. They
did.
were fantastic.
They did. Yeah.
I can't wait to see the stuff that's going to spin out of that. I
Right.
mean, Jesus Christ, Dakota Kai, Io Sky,
Mm-hmm.
Asuka when she gets back. Like, we would see some. Like, I would like to see Charlotte Flair when she comes back. I would like to see her in those technical, like again, workhorse wrestling matches, which is what I think you can get from the Intercontinental title.
Right.
So if that's how they want to frame it, and they've shown, at least with the first two that they paired for it, that
Yeah.
they want to go that route. So yeah, I'm excited.
Uh,
I liked this Raw.
Right.
For me as a wrestling fan, it was a better Raw than the premiere.
Yeah, I agree. I agree for a wrestling show for sure. I thought it was an interesting choice to have Nia Jax come out during Rhea Ripley's promo. She almost got Vicky Guerrero heat. People were booing over her while she was trying to talk. People did
and the hometown girl was there in the crowd, which
Right.
I like that motif.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the wrestlers being in the crowd. Like, if they're not wrestling that night,
Right.
they're watching the show.
Yeah.
And then they can still all become a part of the show.
Right.
I think there's a little bit of spontaneity there, a little rawness, like, for lack of a better term. I like that.
Yeah.
I like what they've been doing with them.
Always the I have a ticket.
Yeah.
I
I loved, so she jumps the rail and she's about to come in the ring. Before she comes in the ring, Mommy, may I? It's like you said, yes, you
Right.
may. And she came in there. It was pretty
Yeah,
good.
that was.
I also like during Punk's promo, I love that they cut his mic from the house, but they didn't cut it from the broadcast, so that when Seth is coming down the aisle, it's like, why is it always people I hate walking down? Why can't Rhea Ripley interrupt my fucking promo? Like, what the fuck's going on?
I heard that. Yeah,
Loved
that was funny.
Loved it.
So I think I might have beaten the Stanley Parable.
You probably didn't.
You probably
I
did.
probably didn't, but I did get the credits.
Okay.
After going through so many loops of that game. Have you played the Stanley Parable, Ethan?
A long time ago, I have.
Yeah. Have you played the deluxe edition?
Not the deluxe, no. But it is available on PS Plus right now.
As the narrator lovingly refers to it as the Stanley Parable 2. Jay, I think you played the Stanley Parable.
I have
right?
played the Stanley. I love the notion of the Stanley Parable. I love that it's playing with the idea that you have no choice.
Right.
Like, even when you choose not to do what the game wants you to do, the choice is already baked in. So
Yeah.
they have a reaction to it, even though the reaction is incredulousness.
Is the illusion of choice.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
illusion of free will.
it's there's barely an illusion of choice. There's almost no choice most of the time. Why are you hanging out in the broom closet, Stanley? Oh, fine. The new, we've introduced new content. Here is the bucket. I've introduced Stanley figurines. Collect all 6. You won't get a trophy for it, and it doesn't. I'm not going to congratulate you when you do.
But this is something you can
But
look
this is
forward
you can
to.
collect because people like to collect things. And I'm going to give a minor spoiler. And he does this a couple times, but this to me is one of the funniest times. When he goes, Stanley, do you remember when you got your last collectible and you collected all 6? Choose left or right. Which one was the third one that you picked up? And I couldn't remember. It's like, no, Stanley, that's the first one. Let's go back and collect them again. That was fun. I remember when we both enjoyed you collecting things. Oh my God. The line's all wrong, Stanley.
I find humor in that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think of him the same way I think of the narrator in Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's literally just there to like
Like,
punctuate the whole
you have
theme of the
fallen.
thing, which is frustration.
Yeah.
Mm.
There are 2 doors in that game for a lot of choices, and it's the same 2 doors. And there's this one. No. The left door. You go in the right door, it's like you just start over. No. You're going through the left door now.
And you just continue to go into the right.
And you don't, though. You take 4 steps into the right door, and it boots you back in front of the 2 doors. So, yeah. I went through a lot, so I think I've gone through quite a bit of the game. I'm gonna call it quits for now. One of the trophies is don't play the game for 10 years. I'm assuming that's probably real.
Yes.
So
I would
I've
imagine.
seen them. I've seen things about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me.
That's you.
That's me.
Mhm.
We're going to go over to Jay, shake things up. And
Marvel Rivals. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, the father of the Fantastic Four. The original, when he and his wife and his best friend and his brother-in-law went into space and were bombarded by cosmic rays from the shitter of Galactus and became the Fantastic Four. Reed Richards, already the smartest scientific mind on the Earth, but now having the ability to stretch his body into elastic forms, able to be bulletproof, amongst other things. However, thanks to Marvel Rivals, I have found he has a secret weakness. Ethan, what is the secret weakness of Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards?
I feel like you've asked this question before.
Okay.
I'm going to give the same answer I gave last time if I remember this correctly. Ice.
You believe ice is Mr. Fantastic's secret. What is his secret weakness, Jody Kite?
I'm gonna go with heat.
Heat. Okay. All right. Brady Davis, what is his secret weakness?
No. I know.
If we're
what you're
going, connecting it to the comics, it's misogyny.
Misogyny. All right.
I
The
know.
answer is a shotgun blast to the back of the head. Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom, is always like, Richards, I have developed, and you cannot be defeating me because I am Doom. And then Richards beats him, and he's like, curse you! And then he runs away because he's a bitch. And so it's like, all he's got to do is get a Benelli and just lower it right. He even gives you the line, where the gray hair is, just line it up there and fire and be down. Dead. Victor Von Doom, you're an idiot. You overthink things. Shotgun blast to the back of the head. That's all you need. There you go.
Frank Castle.
That's all you gotta do. Blam, done. Sorry, not so smart now, huh, Richards? It's what he says. It's what he says.
That's
to
something
Mr.
Frank
Fantastic.
Castle would say.
Yeah. I'm not a hero. I'm the Punisher. That's his intro.
Well,
line.
that's true.
Yeah.
He is
The
not
only
a hero.
person that sounds dumber in that game is Moon Knight, and Moon Knight is fucking stupid.
Yes.
Oh my god! But yeah, so I've been playing some more Marvel Rivals. Had a wonderful interaction. So we load up it was just a pubby game, just 6 randos, not non-comp everything. One person's got an open mic. Another person is that dude's friend and is in type chat. One dude, and there's a third dude. That dude locks in as Groot, just auto locks in as Groot.
And then you lock in as
I lock
Sue
in as
Storm.
Sue Storm, as Mrs. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman. And the guy who is on hot mic wants to play Groot because I'm the best. He dude bro begs the entire time. He's like, dude, I'm the best Groot player in the world. Please let me switch over. And I'm not really paying attention to that, but the type chat goes out, and it's the guy who wants it. He's playing Jeff the Land Shark. So he goes, hey, Invisible Woman, can you switch to somebody else so that the Groot can switch to Invisible Woman? Now at this point, I'm thinking, okay, they all know each other. It's like, you know what? Fine. I'll switch off. I think I switched over to either Luna Snow or Mantis. I can't remember. I just switched over to another support. And the guy playing Groot said, I'm not fucking switching. And it's like, oh, this guy doesn't fucking know these people. So, okay. So I just switched back to Invisible Woman.
Sure.
So it's like, well, if it can't be Groot, fuck this. So he picks, instead of being Groot, he picks the next closest thing to Groot, which is Spider-Man. Now, if you haven't played the game, you know that's a fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not the exact same thing.
No.
And so the other guy, who is Jeff the Land Shark, is like, well, if I'm not fucking playing support for y'all then. And so he switches to Iron Fist. And so that we went in the match with me as the only support, hardcore Groot player that can't play Groot. So he plays Spider-Man. And then Jeff the Land Shark, who switched to Iron Fist, and like one other duelist. So we have all damage, one tank, and one support being me. I had the most kills. We won.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, I blocklisted everybody, including the opposite team. It was everything you could possibly imagine in a bad experience while still winning the game. It was, oh my God. It was like, man, you can't play group, play Venom, play something.
Yeah,
play another one.
Don't play one of the hardest characters to play in the game.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man's one of the hardest characters.
Spider-Man's will, if I'm paired up with a Spider-Man, I'm either going to get somebody who's going to go like 23-2, or they're going to go 1-10.
Yeah.
And there's no in between.
Yeah.
Because it's either people who know what they're doing and have practiced up, or someone that's just like, I get to be Spider-Man, yay! It's bad.
Look at me sling my webs and die.
Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed
Iron
it
Fist
so
is
thoroughly.
ridiculous. Was the Iron Fist player good?
Oh no. But I think they had 2 kills combined between the 2 of them.
You
And
killed more people as
I killed 23
as Luna
people.
Snow?
As Sue Storm.
Oh, it's Sue Storm. Gotcha.
Sue, I love Sue's mechanics. Sue's shots come back,
Right.
and everyone they pass through on your team, it heals, and everyone it hits on their team, it wounds them. So you have the like. She, to me, like the counterplay for that would be for the other side to do Moon Knight, because since she's got to kind of line everything up, if everybody kind of stays too close, Moon Knight can really just run wild on them. But it promotes, okay, we got to stay together, we got to do these things. She can be very aggressive. She has a knockback or a pull forward. You activate the ability, and then if you left click, it pushes them off.
Right.
If you right click, it brings them in. So if you can solo out like one person on their team, pull them into your team, focus fire.
Right.
I think she's really good. Like, I think she really accentuates the idea of strategist instead of support. Whereas, okay, the strategy is let's pull their team apart or push them to or like spread them out. Or isolate someone, bring them in, take them out, and then you have less people to worry about. I think there's a level of strategy there that I think that you have with Sue, and I think with a lot of the strategists.
I was about to say, like, a lot of the support characters seem to have like hybrid kind of like not abilities, but like play styles.
Luna can be very aggressive if you know how to time her ice charge, which I've always like. For some reason, she has an ability to basically supercharge her shots for a little bit. They hit easier and they do more damage, or they heal more. But in order to do that, she hits the button and then she says, "Ice up." And I've always heard "I suck." And I'm like, wait, what? This is weird. This makes no sense, but it's okay. But yeah, no, Luna is very good with that.
Like Cloak and Dagger too?
Mantis is very aggressive. Cloak and Dagger can be aggressive. Cloak and Dagger is a bit more fluid. Like if you're playing them, you can play a defensive strategy with them, or you can play a kind of an offensive strategy.
Right.
I think the game right now favors aggression, so I think it's better to be aggressive with them.
Right.
But I think they can handle it. But Mantis, you want to be aggressive because one of her abilities is to power up her own shots. She has 4 basically life baubles, and every time she sends out something to heal or to boost somebody's attack, whether it's hers or somebody else's, she has to expend one of those. They come back relatively quickly, and if you're hitting headshots, they come back immediately. So again, her is kind of playing more aggressively.
Who is more which, out of all the characters that you've seen and played with and against, like who is the most support, like that's just like mostly just healing? Is it Jeff?
Jeff can actually be like Jeff. You have to time his abilities to kind of go solo on people. He can do it. Like I legitimately think Luna and Mantis, because they both have an effective stun. Luna's got a freeze, and Mantis has a sleep where she can sedate them.
Right.
And you can kind of set yourself up to like kind of like if you're either taking too much damage in the middle of a solo, or you can sleep them and then disengage, and makes it a lot easier for you. A little bit of the same thing with Luna. I think both of them, if you hit the target while they're they come out of it. So you kind of want to be kind of selective with that. With Hulk has something similar. Hulk can exile somebody, which means they can't be healed, but they can't take damage, so they're just right there. So what you really want to do there is, like, in a 2-on-1 with Hulk, you want to stun the other tank and then beat up on the soft one, and then probably either disengage or just keep your work up on the other tank, or Vanguard. Excuse me.
Who's the best healer, do you think?
Right now, I give it to Luna. I do give it to like Jeff is primarily healing, and then every so often he's going to dive underneath
Just
the
eat
thing
people.
and just like spit 4 people out
Yeah.
and just kick them out. I think like pure healing, I would have to say Jeff, but if you want to have like once Luna's got her ult up, which basically will keep everybody in the team in that circle alive for 12 seconds, like I think 8 to 12 seconds. Mantis's is similar, except Luna has the ability. Okay, we're all healed up. Okay, now it's damage buffing, and now we're doing more damage.
Gotcha.
And if everybody knows where to focus down, I think she's way more. So, like as far as best healing, I think you're going to get more numbers out of Jeff. But really and truly, as far as effective healing in different spots across the entire of the map, I would go with Luna or Mantis. With Luna, I think has a little bit of an edge.
Gotcha. And she's got that speed too. She can skate.
Well, Mantis, if she hasn't been hit, she also has boosted speeds. When she takes damage is when she is no longer as fast. I think not even when she's doing that. With Sue, she goes invisible when she's hasn't been attacking. She also has a double jump that on the second jump she goes invisible on that one. So it allows for escapes and it really kind of use your brain on how your escapes with her.
Gotcha.
So I like a lot of the disengage abilities on the support stuff. Jeff can always like duck under, and then his hitbox becomes extremely, extremely small.
Gotcha.
And he kind of heals while he's underground, so that also helps him as well. I think they've made a really tight game in that they've powered up everybody. Like Hela definitely needed that nerf. Hawkeye needs more of a nerf. I'm still getting an inordinate amount of kills with him. The hits for Hela were definitely deeper. She has fall off damage now after a certain range, which I think was necessary because she was being used more as a sniper in the same vein as Hawkeye and Black Widow were. I think she benefits now more from like a get in there and like but all of her hits are hit scan, where like I prefer. It's weird. I've because of all the Hanzo I played in Overwatch, and all the bow sniper I played in Team Fortress 2. I like the bow and arrow over sniper stuff.
Gotcha.
So that's just kind of me, and so it's one of the reasons why I haven't felt the Hawkeye nerfs. Because really the only Hawkeye nerf I felt was when I'm playing with Black Widow, and I play like out of 10 matches with Hawkeye, I think I play with her like 0.5. Not percent, just 0.5 times out of 10.
Right.
So yeah, so I would definitely, I definitely think they've done a really good job of making everyone powerful, so that the balancing comes from the players you're playing with, as opposed to trying to make everything
One more thing before we
balanced.
get away from our rivals talk here. What are your 3 mains at the moment?
My mains, Hawkeye, Invisible Woman, and honestly, it's a split between Luna and Mantis.
Gotcha.
If I know. It's not even matter. If I'm feeling more aggressive and I want to like attack more, I'll play Mantis. If I feel like I want to like help in team fights more, that's where Luna comes into play, because you hit her ice up and then like just go into the melee. And if you're hitting enemies, you're doing damage. And if you're hitting friendlies, you're healing them up. So I think it's good there. So yeah,
cool.
That's my way of getting 4 into a top 3 for that one.
All right.
Nice.
There you go.
Brady, over to you.
I haven't done too much this week. I forgot I'd finished Creature Commandos. Again, if you liked the Suicide Squad, watch it, because it's basically that. It was a pretty good show. I liked all the characters. There's a bit of a gut punch in the finale, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Also, last week I talked about The Black Tongue Thief. I finished that up.
Nice.
That one was very good. If you like that kind of grimy, dirty fantasy, where you got kind of people who aren't the worst type of people, but they're just trying to get by and do things. It's pretty good. Like I said, I like the world. I really liked the narrator. I need to eventually this year. I'm gonna read the prequel to that, but I hope that they actually have like a sequel, and I think they might be doing that. But looking forward to that if it comes out. But it's a good book if you like that dirty, grimy kind of fantasy.
Is it grimdark or just?
I've been trying to figure out. It's not grim dark. It might be grim bright. Because it is like a harsh world, but there's not like no hope whatsoever.
Gotcha.
The way you explained it to me reminded me of the Thief series of video games.
Yeah.
That's a deep pull, but
Mhm.
that's one of my favorite like fantasy protagonists, Garrett from the Thief series, because it's like he has a conscience. He isn't a murderer, although later games would change
Sure.
Yeah.
no comment there. But Thief 1 and Thief 2 were solid. I love like in one of the cutscenes goes, it's like, so I decided to steal that horn. It's not like I had much choice. Rent was due. It's like
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like what a relatable human being.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that. Like I said, yeah, it's not grim dark. It's not like a completely hopeless world, but it
Right.
is like a brutal world.
Mm-hmm.
The prequel book is called The Daughter's War.
Yeah, yeah, and it's one of the other main characters who is kind of like a soldier, and
It takes place a few years prior to the Black Dawn.
Yeah, because they have there were basically like the goblins tried to overrun the entire like continent, and they had 3 wars. One was called the King's War, I believe, the first one, and then the second one was called the Thresher's War because it just mowed through people. Like there's a lot fewer men nowadays. And then like so many people died in that one that they started enlisting women into the all the armies.
Gotcha.
And that's why they call it the Daughter's War.
Oh, okay.
And they ended up having to use magic to create these. They called them war corvids, because the goblins wove a spell to kill all the horses. So like the only ones that survived were like female horses that had babies, but the babies died, but the female horses survived. So there's like a handful of horses in the entire world now, but they bred these war corvids, which are giant ravens that basically help them win the war. And some little revelations that happen. It'll be interesting reading that to see like all the things that made the character that you know in this book into the person that she is. So that I'm definitely going to end up reading that one. I'm not as a big of hurry of that one because I really like the narrator, the kind of roguish guy. You know, I liked him as a narrator. I don't know who's going to be like the narrator or anything. The point of view in this one, probably her. And she is they might make her like she's a very like quiet business like person, like, you know, but she is an interesting character. It's just like she's not as fun to listen to talk as the guy is. But it was a good book.
Who's the author on that one again?
Christopher Buehlman.
Yes.
Yeah, Christopher Buehlman.
Buehlman.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
He's got a lot of other books. There's a couple of others of his that I want to try out because he's 2 for 2 for me because I really liked Between Two Fires and I really liked this book.
Okay.
Between Two Fires is his most popular book.
Yeah, that one's very good. That's like a medieval horror, and that's grimdark.
Grimdark.
There's a little bit of hope at the end, but like it is brutal. It is very brutal.
Good.
And very, very dark. It's a very dark because it takes place during the plague.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that's I highly recommend. It's hard to say which one of those I like better because they're different things. If you want more of like it's a serious but not super serious, and it's it's a little bit more lighthearted, and it's just more heavily on the fantasy.
Right.
The Black Tongue Thief is really good, but if you want like dark, brutal horror, it's Between Two Fires is definitely
Gotcha.
the one. But they're both really, really good.
Yeah.
I like his writing style, so I'm probably gonna end up reading more of him.
I like shit set in the plague time.
Yeah,
like it's
that's an interesting thing.
Right.
Like you don't see very much.
It's not often. There's a really good movie from I think it's like either the late 80s or early 90s with Rutger Hauer. I can't remember the name of it, but he plays a mercenary during the plague, and it's very interesting.
I'd also recommend as a novel The Plague by Albert Camus, which is
it's nothing to do with
no. It's like, like we're talking about plague times,
right,
and like stories set in plagues.
Sure,
I think that's one of the best ones ever written.
Yeah. I think I read that, but it's been so long I don't remember anything about
I
it.
think we get an Albert Camus reference.
We're the omnibus, baby. We go anywhere.
I've read The Stranger.
There's a book by Christopher Buehlman called The Suicide Motor Club,
Yeah.
which, from what I see, it is nuns hunting vampires
Oh, okay.
in the 60s.
That's interesting.
That sounds like the premise for Ghost.
That's interesting. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff that I'm definitely gonna end up checking out. He's got a couple more books that looked very interesting.
It's called Flesh and Blood. That's the name of the movie.
Ah, okay. Flesh and Blood. That makes sense. But that's all I've really been doing. I haven't done too much.
Real quick, one more thing I will mention, like piggybacked off of Brady's fantasy book reading.
Go for it.
There's a really awesome YouTube channel that does essays on different things, mostly writing, sometimes other story archetypes and things like that. Tell Foundry.
Oh yeah, I've watched that.
He
I've watched some of
recently
their stuff every
he
once in a
just dropped a video the other day on the importance and the reason why swords are a thing in fantasy stories.
while.
And it's really good.
That's interesting. I'll have to check that out.
It's really good. It's like, why are we so fascinated with swords, these archaic weapons that are now mainly used for decorative purposes?
Because they're sick.
And
Mhm.
and why are we drawn to, and there's I would butcher it if I try to explain
Yeah.
anything, but and also our time
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
everything, but like watch that Tell Foundry. It's an amazing YouTube channel,
Mhm.
and that video just dropped the other day.
Yeah, I watched a few of their things, and it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Nice. Jay, do we have any feedback?
No feedback this week, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being passengers on the bus. If you would like to leave feedback on this or any of our previous episodes, travelersontheomnibus@gmail.com. Again, that is travelers, 1L, on the omnibus @gmail.com. Jody Kite, how else can they get in touch with us?
Well, the same place you can listen to Chapel Rowan's HOTTOGO Spotify.
Hotogo?
Among other things.
Yeah.
Hot to go.
Hot to go. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was some sort of Japanese, like,
I like the notion of Hotogo.
It makes it less catchy if you have to like put the spaces in there when you're spelling it out.
That's fair.
So,
That's fair. There you go.
Very
we'll
true.
forgive her.
yes.
That's true.
But as Jody was going to tell us, you can message us directly on Spotify
You
through our
can.
comments section on any of our episodes. Also, take part of any polls that are still active on any of our past or current episodes.
Yeah. Ask us what a phenomenon is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's something like a phenomenon.
Mm-hmm. Something like a
Tell
phenomenon.
your body to come along. That's, I think, the second week in a row I've got white lines fucking into the fucking episode. That's great. But again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. If you've enjoyed what you've been listening to and would like to share that with folks who don't listen to podcasts on the same channels you do, we're available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube Music through our channel Travelers on the Omnibus, and iHeartRadio.
There we go. That's
The Yeah Yeahs also has a song called Phenomenon. And Chapel Rowan has
So
a
is the
song.
Muppets.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
does LL Cool J.
That's true. Chapel Rowan's is Phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
But yeah, something like that.
That sounds like something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does.
I don't know what it is.
Before we dive into that, let's go into the main topic. Welcome, fabulous friends, to Ethan's epic quiz extravaganza. Get ready for a thrilling time filled with fantastic facts, fierce competition, and fabulous prizes. Tonight, our daring contestants will dive into a dazzling array of brain-boggling questions and mind-blowing trivia. Who will rise to the top and claim the title of quiz champion in this whirlwind of wit and wisdom?
I hope you're ready to do a second take of that because it's probably
Sit tight as we
unlistenable.
serve up sensational surprises and spectacular showdowns. Let the quiz begin.
For the audience, just check the
Oh
fuck
yeah,
out.
like nobody's going to listen to this now because that intro was unlistenable.
And you don't even have headphones
How do you
on.
know this, Brady?
I can tell. Everybody we can do whatever we want now because nobody is listening to this.
It's my game show.
Censored.
You said we could do whatever we want.
No.
Jesus Christ.
There we go. There we go. That's a proper use of that.
There we go. It is my first ever official game show.
Yeah.
This will
that
totally
sound-
not be a dumpster fire.
That sounds appropriate.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'm not doing anything to make it a dumpster fire, but
90% of this program was not written by Ethan or AI. It was written by Bianca.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What if Bianca's AI? Her name has AI in it. It's Bianca.
It would be IA.
Yeah.
It's
It has
Bianca.
IA, which is not AI, but
Yeah, well, it's
Intelligence
dyslexic
artificially?
AI.
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So just AI.
Gotcha.
That you don't leave at work.
Tonight, the three of y'all are going to compete for the most points to determine what we talk about next week.
Okay.
How original.
Did you
Yes.
you got a bribe, right?
It's pending right now.
Yeah, okay.
It's
good,
pending.
Good.
Uh,
The check will clear, I promise.
Yes, you promised, guys.
Check. That's how you didn't fucking just Venmo? What the fuck, man?
I don't have Venmo. What the fuck are you talking about?
But you have a checkbook.
I don't have a checkbook. I have checks that are on a sheet of paper that I can fold and tear out.
Are they in a thing that holds them?
They'll
Would
be
you-
delivered by a paper
No,
horse.
they're on top of one of my bookshelves.
He has a check bookshelf.
Oh, some pretty big checks.
No, you have to buy check. Like I don't write checks.
Did you
so
give him like a big ass fucking you just won the lottery check?
Yes, it's one of those.
Yeah, try cashing that one
That's why it's pending.
at
Yeah.
the
Czech
at the
Republic.
credit union.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight we are going to go into three separate quiz types.
Pokemon before I was born, and Pokemon. There you go. Those are the
There you
three.
go. Each question that will be presented to y'all will be valued between 1 and 5 points, depending on
The question?
the context of the question. Yes.
Okay.
Context of the question.
Yes. So
Context is important.
so let us jump right into the first section.
Or some other vegetable.
The first section of the quiz show, which I call "This is Omnibus." Yes.
Oh, I actually heard what that was. That was really loud.
It was.
This is like standard Jeopardy style questions that are being asked. There is a
Oh, I thought you said Japanese style. I was thinking.
Jeopardy.
I was thinking
No.
that. I was thinking thinking about what.
I need Hiroyuki Sanada in here right fucking now.
That's when you work from the right side.
So what I have
That's a callback.
is 3 categories of questions. Each category has 5 separate questions in it, and each worth 1 to 5 points.
And those
Okay.
questions will have another set of 5
There will be a
questions.
subset, and then we'll do a subset in a subset.
There'll be a flow chart of questions.
I have the briefcase from Inception, and we will all have to go inside each other's trees.
I beat the Stanley Parable. I'm not in the Stanley Parable.
You stood in the broom closet too long.
No! My bucket!
The collectibles.
God, this is just going to be the most unlistenable episode that we have ever done.
Well, at least we're not, opening little Debbie cakes next to the microphone.
It's gonna be a little surprise just next week when they're like, "Oh, this person won." Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
He opened one of those inside the microphone one
Yeah,
time. I'm pretty
it was
sure.
amazing.
He took the cap off, put the cake inside it, and then opened it from there.
Oh god.
Oh, we didn't mention that what we're fighting for is the right to decide what we will do next week.
I mentioned that.
He
Oh,
specifically
you
said
did?
that.
Yes.
I must have completely zoned out when you were talking. I'm
You
sorry.
probably did.
Probably
You will have to.
through
You
all
will
the button
probably
mashing.
have to.
That's a bad thing to do as a contestant on a
Yeah,
quiz
this
show.
is true. This is true.
I checked out when
This
there
is
was
true.
layers of
Good
questions.
thing the cash checked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
there you go.
Mhm.
Good luck getting that checked at the VA hall. I had no other place to go with that. I just didn't.
The categories are as followed: Magic the Gathering, Balatro,
Well, one of those.
and Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
I'm fucked.
Okay.
I tried making the categories where 2 of y'all would be proficient in one of
Yeah,
them.
and one of us would just be shit out of luck.
Yeah.
But y'all have semi knowledge of all.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So, let's see. Brady, you're sitting across from me, so you get to pick the category first. Each
That's all your bribe got. You get to go first.
Each category has questions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. With each question being
Okay,
worth-
now, so the actual legitimate real talk. You said like Jeopardy style. Do we have to answer in the form of a question?
No.
So modified Jeopardy style. Got it. Okay.
Jeopardy array of questions.
There we go.
Where I will present a question.
Don't think about it, Jody. Just react.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Just react. Don't think. Just react.
I will provide the question. The first one to buzz in.
I hope you would provide the question.
We'll
Otherwise,
have the opportunity to answer the question first.
If I can just provide the question, that would be a whole lot cooler.
wait. Our live studio audience raised her hand. What was this? He did not.
Okay.
She didn't write these questions.
Yeah, because
apparently
had nothing to do with this
Ethan's
part.
just making it up as he goes
If
along now.
if this is a shit show, it is not my fault. Oh,
Okay.
What
all
is
the
the Trent Reznor band 9 Inch Nails named after?
All right, so Brady, you get to choose the first question. 3 categories, each category with 5 questions, numbered 1 through 5.
I am curious to see what you came up with for Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, me too. No, me too. Yeah.
It was probably the more difficult of the questions.
I can imagine.
defined. Yeah,
Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar.
Okay.
But there's 1 through 5.
One
Oh,
through
1
5.
through 5.
Yes.
If the 1 is harder than the 5, it'll be fascinating.
Yeah, let's start with 1.
Okay. Age of Sigmar 1. Within Warhammer Age of Sigmar, how many playable factions are available?
Oh shit.
Jody.
23.
Okay. You are incorrect.
Can we keep asking?
You can continue. And once everyone has answered the question, Jody will have another opportunity to answer.
Okay.
Everyone
gets 2.
Everyone gets 2, but once you submit your first answer,
You got to wait for everybody.
everyone else to have it.
Unless
Okay.
they get it right. Okay.
Yes, unless they get it right.
What if we just don't answer? We could just hold this up.
Then I will be forced to enforce a time limit.
Okay.
Okay.
What does Google say?
Moving on. Brady.
28.
Incorrect. Jay.
24.
Correct.
No, sorry.
God damn.
I was off by 1.
You were off
yes.
by 1.
Yes, you were. Yes.
Wow.
Jay, you've earned 1 point.
All right. Age of Sigmar 2.
Age of Sigmar. Okay, hang on. Let me.
Also known as the Old World. That won't make anyone mad.
Okay.
I prefer to call the old world Age of Sigmar the Lesser
Yes.
to really piss them off.
Yeah. Squares.
Yeah.
Just move on from there.
Age of Sigmar 2. Within the game, there are 4 great alliances: Death, Chaos, Order. What is the 4th? Okay. What is the 4th alliance?
Destruction.
Destruction. That is correct.
That was a much easier
A question than the one. No,
one.
100%.
Okay. Jay, you have earned an additional 2 points. You are up to 3.
Thank you.
Uh,
Age of Sigmar, 3 points.
Age of Sigmar 3. Within Age of Sigmar, who is referred to as the Prince of Chaos? Jay.
Slanesh?
That is correct. Jay has earned 3 additional points.
Yes, but like that's like his like 7th title. Like eternal
It's a title.
Like
A
like
title is a title.
Like eternal bottom is more useful for him.
A title is a title is a
Age
title.
of Sigmar 4.
Age of Sigmar 4. Okay, let me cross this out.
We've already gone through 3 sequels to Age of Sigmar already.
Mhm,
My God.
mhm.
Okay. What is the name of the citadel dedicated to the chaos god Tzeentch?
Ah, man. I really should know this. I know part of it. I just don't know the second part. And if I throw out a guess, that's going to give a big hint. Shit.
Brady.
The Crystal Palace.
Incorrect. Jay.
The Crystal Labyrinth.
Incorrect. Jody.
The Crystal Menagerie.
Incorrect.
I thought so.
Can we elect to pass? Like if we all can't get a second,
If y'all
because
collectively,
I don't feel like I can get. If you feel like you can get it on a second shot, go for it. I feel like I cannot.
I can't get it. Was I right about Crystal?
no.
Wait, so okay,
Yeah.
are we all passing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The correct answer was the Impossible Fortress.
Okay, I hadn't heard of that one. That must be another name for it.
The question 4 has been forfeited.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to allow Jody to pick the next question.
Balatro.
Balatro, which one?
3.
Balatro 3. Within the game of Balatro, there are many forms of gameplay you can include in your runs. Which stake introduces jokers that become debuffed after owning them for 5 rounds? Which one?
Orange.
Orange. That is correct. Joe has earned. Jay has earned.
I've got so many points. My name has changed.
Oh shit!
Jay has earned an additional 3 points. Continue with the question.
Let's go Baltro 1.
Balatro 1. Balatro introduces the game with a joker that assists you during the tutorial. What is the name of the joker that assists you, Jay?
Jimbo.
That is correct.
I'm just going to set my buzzer down when we're doing Balatro questions because I have no
Jay
idea.
has earned 1
I can't even
point
guess.
to 10. Continue with your question.
Baltro 2.
Balatro 2. Within the game, you're able to play many different hands of poker. How many different hand types are playable? Brady.
5.
Incorrect.
Okay.
12.
Incorrect.
I can guess a number at least.
Mm-hmm.
Jay.
11.
Incorrect.
15.
Incorrect.
23.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
12.
Incorrect.
What's the number?
13. That those points will be forfeited. We will go to Brady for questions.
What's the Age of Sigmar one we haven't done?
5.
5. Let's do that one.
Going to 5. Within the game, there are many cultists that dedicate themselves to specific gods. Which chaos god does Gashrak Blackhoof dedicate himself to?
Corn.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Brady.
He doesn't. There is no. Not. He doesn't worship one single god.
Incorrect.
I know this is wrong. Slanesh.
Incorrect.
I thought so.
Y'all are now able to give an additional answer. Brady.
Zinch.
Incorrect. Jay.
The Great Horned Rat.
Correct.
He's in with the Skaven.
Yeah. Okay.
Jay is up to 15 points to 0 to 0. Jay.
See, we've done Balatros 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
1 through 3, yes.
Balatro 4.
Balatro 4. At the end of each ante, there are boss blinds that increase the difficulty for players. At the end of ante 8, there is the big boss blind. What is the name of the boss that disables all jokers until one is sold? Go ahead.
Larry.
As funny as that is, incorrect.
It
Okay.
should be Larry.
Okay. Just checking.
Jody, do you have an idea about it?
The
Jody.
goat.
Incorrect.
I'm cool with passing this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. The correct answer is the verdant leaf.
Mm-hmm. That's a complicated one.
We will go to Jody for questions.
Magic the Gathering 1.
Magic the Gathering 1. Within Magic the Gathering, there are many planes of existences in which players can derive cards from. What plane of existence is visited the most in Magic's history?
Dominaria.
Correct.
Mm.
Jody has 1 point.
Magic the Gathering 5.
Magic the Gathering 5. Of Magic the Gathering, there are many creature types that exist. Which of the following is not a creature type in a non-silver bordered card? Cow, horse, ox, or goat?
Cow.
Correct.
Mm. That was what my gut was.
Jody has 6 points.
MTG2.
2. What are the names of the two brothers that went to war with each other on Dominaria?
Urza and Mishra.
That is correct.
This part's about Magic the Gathering lore. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit about Magic the Gathering lore, so,
Yeah.
so I don't know
Right.
any of these fucking questions.
Right.
Wait, we've got Bellatro 5.
We've got
left,
4
right?
and 5.
Yes.
I thought we did
No,
4.
We did 4.
Oh.
5 is the
Five.
last one.
Yeah, let's do 5. Bellatro 5.
Doing
Get it out of
five,
the way.
okay. Within Balatro, there are many challenge runs that players can attempt to play. What is the name of the challenge run that turns all obtainable jokers into eternal jokers?
I'm passing. I haven't gotten that far.
Go ahead.
Larry.
Unfortunately, incorrect.
I will also pass.
You will also
So
pass.
unless you want to try another shot, just
Okay. The correct answer is the non-perishable challenge.
Mm,
I don't think I've unlocked that one yet.
yeah, I haven't either.
Gotcha. We will defer to Brady for questions. The only ones that remain are going to be Magic the Gathering 3
and 4.
and 4.
3.
3. Which Phyrexian praetor had no part in completing Atraxa while on the plane of New Phyrexia?
Elishnorn.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Jenga
Brady.
Taxes.
Incorrect.
I will pass to allow others to try again.
Urbrask.
Correct. Jody has earned 3 additional points.
Mm-hmm. There's only one left. So.
That is correct. During War of the Spark, who was Gideon Jura protecting when he was killed by Nicobolus?
Nib Mizzet.
Incorrect.
If you don't, I'll pass to give you another shot.
Chandra.
Incorrect.
Mm.
The correct answer was Liliana Vess. That will conclude the first portion of the quiz. The points are as follows. Brady with 0 points, Jody with 9, and Jay with 17. Yeah, there you go. Oh, no. Okay. The next portion is going to be what I call Who Knows Ethan's Choices?
Oh.
So for
Fuck.
Is this the one that Bianca had to do because you couldn't make it for yourself?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Hang on.
the way that face looked.
Hang on. I had the idea of this, and you were helping going through and getting the lists.
His tone is couch time. Wait a minute. I came up with the idea. Ideas don't make money.
Okay. So for this, Bianca has gone through
Bianca.
select previous chalkboards and and gathered the list of my suggestions for these topics.
I'm fucked on this one because all of these shows go out of my brain as soon as I do them.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the scrambled order of the lists, and y'all have to attempt to place them in correct order 1 through 5.
Okay.
Is this a right one where we
Yes,
write?
this is the one where you write.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we get like so many points like per right?
Yeah. Per right selection is how many points you get.
Okay.
Mhm,
All right.
mhm.
All right.
All right. Let me know when y'all are ready.
It's 5, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. The first one is we're going to do top 5 horror movies.
Okay.
All right. The selections are as followed: The Fear Street trilogy, It Chapter 1, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, The Invisible Man, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I'll be honest. You could be making these up. One of these I remember you actually saying. The other ones I don't even have any idea.
Okay.
Bianca, I'm not saying that these are wrong. I'm saying that I don't remember.
You yourself do not remember this entry.
No, not at all. I believe you. I believe you, Bianca. I believe you that it's right. I'm done.
Everyone finished?
Mm-hmm.
Jay, let us hear your list first.
1 to 5.
Yes.
1 to 5. I have Killer Clowns, Invisible Man, It Chapter 1, Night. I was about to say Nightmare Creatures 2. That's where my video game head is right now. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and the Fear Street trilogy.
Okay. Brady.
I have The Invisible Man, It Chapter 1, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Fear Street trilogy, Killer Clowns from Outer Space 5.
Okay.
I have from 1 to 5 The Invisible Man, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, It, Fear Street, and Killer Clowns.
Okay. The correct order is The Invisible Man, It Chapter 1, Nightmare on Elm Street, the Fear Street trilogy, and Killer Clowns.
Hell yeah.
I got 3 out of 5.
I got 5 out of 5.
Fuck
that
yeah.
scares me.
Yeah.
How many did you get?
None.
None? Okay.
I was literally one off with everything except I put Killer Clowns at the first.
Okay.
Yeah, if I would have had Elm Street and It reversed,
Swapped.
I would have had
Yeah.
all 5 as well.
Okay. Let us go to the there's 5 of these, by the way.
Okay.
There should always be 5, right?
Yes. No, five prompts.
Oh, okay, 5 prompts. Okay.
Yes. The next one,
we've done a lot of chalkboards.
Yeah.
the next one is the top 5 movies Ethan must watch. Okay. The order that I'm going to give you: 2001: A Space Odyssey, Pulp Fiction, The Fifth Element, Alien, and Uncut Gems.
Now, the funny thing about this one is I could have told you that these were on here, except I didn't remember Alien and Uncut Gem, but 3 out of 5 I could have told you. This is a tougher one.
Yeah.
I can't remember. This was a long time ago. I'm ready.
Okay, there we go. Let's go reverse order. Jody.
So I have from 1 to 5 Alien, Fifth Element, Pulp Fiction, Uncut Gems, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Okay. Brady.
1 through 5, I have 2001: A Space Odyssey, Alien, Pulp Fiction, Fifth Element, and Uncut Gems.
Okay. Jay.
I have 1 to 5 Pulp Fiction, Alien, Fifth Element, Uncut Gems, 2001.
Okay. The correct order is going to be 1 through 5: Pulp Fiction, Uncut Gems, 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Fifth Element, and Alien.
I got 1 right.
You got 1.
0.
I also got 1. Even here, there was a lot of Bruce Willis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Let us go to, I think, probably the funniest list I've ever given. My top 5 desert island board games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The list is going to be as follows: Wingspan, Abyss, Forbidden Island, Catan, and Unfathomable. Everyone finished?
I'm finished.
You're finished. Let us start it off with Mr. Brady.
I put 1 through 5, Wingspan, Catan, Forbidden Island, Abyss, Unfathomable.
All right. Jay.
1 to 5 Wingspan, Unfathomable, Catan, Abyss, Forbidden Island.
All right. And Jody.
Wingspan, Unfathomable, Forbidden, Abyss, Catan.
All right. The correct order is Wingspan, Unfathomable, Catan, Abyss, Forbidden Island.
5 for 5 for me.
3.
2.
3 for Jody. 2 for Brady.
I remember because the island was sinking, and then once the island's sinking, how do you handle everything underwater? And then
I forgot.
yeah,
that you
I
did
remembered.
that.
I remembered that.
To this day, that's probably my funniest list I've given.
If you say so.
It's all
To
about,
be fair,
it's all about survival.
Brady doesn't remember any of your lists.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is true.
He doesn't remember his lists either.
I
It's
don't
not a-
remember
This
most
is
of
also
mine.
true.
Hey, he remembered my horror movie, so.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is going to be top 5 songs, which I want to give a disclaimer. This list has drastically changed, but this is the list that I gave so many years
God,
ago.
dude, you don't have
Okay.
to do that.
You don't have to validate it or devalue your original.
No.
Ethan's like, I don't listen to Shinedown anymore.
If I don't, then Brady is. So I want to go and
Also,
throw
it's a lie
out
that he
there.
doesn't listen to Shinedown anymore.
This is true.
All right. The order is as follows.
Devour.
No. Simple Man by Shinedown. Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin.
By Shinedown.
By Shinedown.
No,
Yeah, the Shinedown cover,
yeah.
the live cover.
Mockingbird by Eminem and Shinedown.
What you mean, Shinedown? And
Yeah, Shinedown with Eminem. Still Counting by Volbeat and Stay With Me by Sam Smith. Let us start with Jody.
You forgot my name halfway through.
Possibly. Jody.
no, he started looking over here and said Joe because he's already called me Joe once this episode. So I think he meant to start here, but then he tried to cover it. That's my opinion. Don't know if it's right or not.
Jody, let's hear it.
So I chose these not from memory, but for where they should be at.
Yours is a protest in the face of
gotcha.
moral turpitude.
Okay,
Okay,
gotcha.
I see.
Number 1 is Stairway to Heaven.
Okay.
Number 2 is Stay With Me. Number 3 is Mockingbird. Number 4 is Still Counting, and number 5 is Shinedown.
Okay. Jay.
I have 1 to 5. Simple Man, then Stairway, then Mockingbird, Stay With Me, and Still Counting.
Okay. And Brady.
I have 1 through 5. Simple Man, Stairway, Still Counting, Mockingbird, and Stay With Me.
Okay. The correct order is Simple Man, Stairway, Mockingbird, Still Counting, Stay With Me.
I had 2.
3 out of 5.
I had 3 out of 5.
Brady,
Actually,
you had 3.
if you'll see in my notes, I actually swapped those 2 before the announcements.
And on to the final one. This is going to be my top 5 authors. The list is going to be as follows: Christopher Paolini, Rick Riordan, Dr. Seuss, Richard Paul Evans, and J.K. Rowling. All right. Everyone done good?
Yep.
All right. Brady, start off with you.
I got number 1, Paolini, then Royden, then Evans, then Rowling, then Seuss.
Okay. Jody.
I put these in order which I think they should be at.
Once again, in the face
Okay,
of
there you
moral
go.
turpitude.
From 1 to 5. Dr. Seuss, Paolini, Rich Evans from that one YouTube channel, Rick Riordan, and J.K. Rowling.
Okay, gotcha. Jay.
I have Christopher Paolini, Dr. Seuss, Richard Riordan, Richard Paul Evans, and J.K. Rowling.
Okay. The order is as follows: Rick Riordan at 1, J.K. Rowling at 2,
Oof.
Christopher Paolini at 3, Richard Paul Evans at 4, and Dr. Seuss at 5.
I got 1.
0.
I got number 4, baby. At 1 point. Yeah.
I got 1 point off of that one.
That one was hard for me because I know how much you love Aragon.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, that's what threw me off of that
Mhm.
one.
I couldn't remember which one of those guys wrote Aragon, so
It's Paolini.
Paolini.
Yep.
However, I've read a lot more of Rick Riordan and Rowling than I have of Paolini. And that concludes the second part of the quiz show.
mhm.
The points are going to be as followed. Brady has 12. Bless you.
Thank you.
Jody at 17, and Jay at 27. This brings us to the final portion of the Extravagant quiz show, which is what I'm going to call the silver lining.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a list of movies one at a time. What y'all are going to do is you're going to figure out which actor or actress is in all of these movies, and depending on how many movies I give you depends on how many points you earn. So, say I give you a movie and you're able to guess the actor or actress correctly off the bat, you get 5 points. but for every hint that I give you,
It goes down a
it
point.
goes down a
Okay.
point.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
So the more clues you're given, the less points we're going to get.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense. Good.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, first to buzz in gets the answer.
Mhm, mhm.
All right. Let's get into it. The first hint is going to be the devil all the time.
Fucker's name has just escaped me. I know.
Same.
Go for it.
Tom Holland.
Correct.
Yeah. I couldn't think of his name either.
Brady has earned 5 points.
Mhm.
And I believe I have 15 of these.
Fucking
Yes.
Spider-Man just
Yep.
like just went out
Yep.
of my brain.
Yeah. Yep.
The next one. First hint is going to be the boy and the heron. Brady.
Robert Pattinson.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Christian Bale.
Incorrect. Would you like to pass and get a
Passing.
second hit? Okay, passing. This will now be worth 4 points. The second clue is going to be Army of the Dead. I heard
Batista?
Dave Batista.
correct.
That is correct.
Oh,
'Cause he's the
fuck.
par- yeah,
he's
he's
the
par-
he's
yeah,
the
he's
parakeet king. God
Yeah.
damn it!
Jody has earned 4 points.
I was gonna guess Willem Dafoe because he was the only other like really well known,
Mm-hmm.
but I forgot about Batista.
Yeah. On to the next one. The first hint is going to be Space Jam: A New Legacy. Brady.
LeBron James.
Incorrect.
Everybody else pass.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
I will.
Okay.
I'll pass.
Okay,
I'll
okay,
pass.
you'll pass,
I'll
okay.
pass. Yeah.
This will be worth 4 points now. Second hint is going to be Dune Part 2. The look of bewilderment that just hit you.
Yeah, because I thought I knew where you were going, and then you swerved.
I got to go with Timothy Chalamet.
Incorrect.
I knew, but I had to do it anyway.
See, the problem is with Space Jam: New Legacy, all the Warner Brothers shit.
Right, right. It could have
It
been.
could be any of those.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Damn.
Yeah, I'll pass if you want to pass.
Yeah,
Unless you want to take a shot, man.
I can't think of anybody who
Okay.
who crosses those streams yet.
Okay, this will be now worth 3 points. The next hint is going to be Challengers. Brady.
Zendaya?
She was the voice of
Yes.
Lola Bunny.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's got to be Don Cheadle, and then he said Dune
Yeah.
Part 2, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. No. It's when it's like, oh yeah, she's the voice of the rabbit.
I had
yeah.
no idea that she was the voice of Lola Bunny.
Yeah.
Absolutely no
That was
idea.
the one thing that I actually liked about that movie.
Mm.
Like
okay.
she did a very like it wasn't an actor doing a voice acting role. She actually
Mhm.
put some oomph behind it. It was very
Yeah.
good. It was very good.
Mhm.
That
Okay.
is my one shining star I will give for that movie.
Mm.
On to the next person. The first hint I'm going to give is the ritual killer.
I have
Passing.
no idea.
Pass. 4 points now. The next hint is going to be thick as thieves.
Ooh, wow, damn. I have no idea. Two movies, and I couldn't recall what these are at all.
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah.
Pass. 3 points. The next hint is going to be The Shawshank Redemption.
Clancy Brown?
Incorrect.
Tim Robbins.
Incorrect.
Morgan Freeman.
Correct.
I got that one by narrowing it down.
Yeah, no, that's literally what it is, yeah.
That was the
We
three.
helped
Yeah.
you out there.
Because those two other, I was
Yeah.
like, there is no way that Ethan is going to stump us on movies. What the fuck?
Oh God.
Or Bianca's going to stump us on
Bianca
movies.
got the list for those
The
movies.
Yeah.
Ritual Killer and Thick as Thieves. How deep in IMDb did you go? Just use Google.
It works.
Yeah, this it works.
Yeah. Okay. The next one. The first hint is going to be Zoolander.
Owen Wilson.
Incorrect. Brady.
Will Ferrell.
Correct.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
What were the
Either
other
that or
ones?
Ben Stiller. Like,
Yeah.
The other hints were going to be The Other Guys,
Oh,
Despicable Me 4,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Daddy's Home, and Barbie.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Ah, damn.
Okay.
For those who
Yeah.
aren't in the studio with us, Bianca is chastising Ethan for doing that one incorrectly.
The producer of the show is complaining to the talent.
Yeah.
The next movie, we're going to go with The Mask.
Okay. Cameron Diaz.
Incorrect.
Damn
it.
Okay.
Jim Carrey.
Correct.
Oh wow.
That's who else?
I was trying
Who
to
who else?
Yeah, I was trying to think of the dude who's always the
Exactly.
bad guy and everything, and I could
Yeah.
not remember his name. I was like, "There's no fucking way."
It's Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That's the
It
easy
is
one.
Jim Carrey, yeah.
Yeah,
Just straight to the point with
yeah.
I was like, Cameron Diaz. No one's gonna guess that.
Yeah.
it.
And I was right.
Okay. The next one. The first hint is going to be Red Notice.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Correct.
Mm. Yeah, I would have said Ryan Reynolds on that one, so I would have been wrong.
That's why I didn't buzz, because I was literally just trying to be a vulture there.
Yeah,
It's like whichever
Yeah.
one isn't bang.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "There's no way they're saying Gal Gadot."
Oh, what if we'd have been anti-feminist?
Oh no, Red Notice that's Red One that
Yeah.
she's in.
Yeah.
Red Notice is J.K.
Yeah.
Simmons.
Yeah, I almost said something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus
No,
Christ.
Red 1 is
Oh, you said Red.
Red 1 is J.K. Simmons. Red
Yeah.
Notice.
Red No. Oh, fuck these movies. Why are we? We have talked way too much for these movies. These movies do not deserve that. Keep going, Jesus.
Oh god.
Neither of them. God.
Okay.
The director is now having a spat with the talent.
Somewhere John Malkovich is crying.
He's always crying. What are you talking about?
I don't think Malkovich cries.
He
The man looks like he doesn't.
he
have
holds out for
guts.
movies and then makes terrible choices.
He was a very good part of Space.
Oh, he's
Legion,
got an
or
interesting movie. I think it's a movie coming
Space
out where
Force,
he's a
yeah.
where he's like a cult leader, but he's like a pop star guy. Looked
And he was
interesting.
also in Bird Box. All right, so
I liked Bird Box. I haven't
Bird Box
watched
was-
it in a very
Bird
long
Box
time.
was fun.
I didn't
enjoyed.
like-
I enjoyed.
I didn't
Red
like it.
Box.
All right.
All right.
It's a
Continue on.
polarizing movie.
The next one. The first hint is going to be Night at the Museum.
I was
You
like,
kept going. I thought you were going to say part 2 or something.
Robin Williams.
Correct.
There we
yeah, there you
go.
go. That was another Ben Stiller.
Mhm.
Another Ben
What
Stiller.
were the other ones in that one?
The other ones were going to be Shrink, Happy Feet 2, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Popeye.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was 5 points. You're
I think if we'd gotten to Mrs. Doubtfire and not guessed it, Popeye would not have helped.
Yeah.
At that
Shrink?
point.
What-
Shrink.
No,
That's a
I-
deep pull.
I've seen Shrink.
I haven't, but I've seen toys.
Because you know why I saw Shrink?
I've also seen toys.
You know,
Yeah.
you know why I saw Shrink? Robin Williams. That was the reason.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's probably the only reason you.
I wanted to include Bicentennial Man, but
Mm.
That
That would have been there
on the
instead of
nose.
Popeye, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that should have been there. Said Mrs. Doubtfire, because Mrs. Doubtfire. Again, if you
Uh,
don't guess that on
right.
that one, Popeye is not
Yeah.
your guess.
Pierce Brosnan. All right. So,
Sally Field.
yeah.
Yeah.
The next
One of the brothers from that group of 3 brothers that was the Lawrences.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew
Oh,
Lawrence.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was also the little girl Mara Wilson.
Yeah, Mara
Yeah.
Wilson was in there.
The character actor that was also in Depths of Smoochie. I can't remember his name. All right.
The next actor or actress. The first hint is Haunted Mansion, the 2022 film.
Eddie Murphy.
Incorrect. Brady.
I want this to be it because I think it will be really cool if it is, but I know it's not. Lakeith Stanfield.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Lakeith Stanfield. I just want
No.
to. I just want to get some more representation for Lakeith
Yeah.
Stanfield.
Incorrect.
All right.
Okay.
Right. 4 pointers.
4
Okay.
points. The next hint is going to be Jumanji.
Which Jumanji?
I believe this is the original one.
David Allen Greer.
Incorrect.
Because I think he was in the new Haunted Mansion too. That's what's fucking with me.
I'm going to have to pass. I
Yeah,
can't think
that's-
of anybody else.
This will be 3 points. Next hint is The Lorax.
Danny DeVito?
Correct.
I don't remember him from Jumanji.
He might have been in one of the newer. It might actually be one of the newer ones.
My notes only say Jumanji.
Yeah. The beauty so you get to experience the decay of Googling stuff now.
Ethan, I now blame the failure of this entire episode on your wife.
I said such thing.
That's my wife.
I
man.
also said such thing.
I will edit the podcast to where you also said the same thing. It'll be
Mhm.
great. I can just.
You got to do a lot of work for that one.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Go for it.
All right. The next actor or actress. The first hint is going to be Alita, Battle Angel. Joe.
Christoph Waltz.
Incorrect.
I watched that movie and I can't name
Mm-mm.
anybody that's in that. I forgot that Christoph
I
Waltz
did
was
too.
even in that. I don't even remember the chick's name.
Mm-mm.
Pass.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. For 4 points. The next hint is going to be Avatar. Go ahead.
Zoe Saldana.
Incorrect.
Passing.
Pass.
3-pointer.
3 points. Next hint is going to be Resident Evil. Go ahead.
Mahershala Ali.
Incorrect.
I can remember the last name.
Go ahead.
Michelle Rodriguez.
That's it.
Correct.
I couldn't remember her first name.
Yeah.
I could remember her first name. I couldn't remember her last
There
name.
you go. You took a big chance
Yeah.
because if you had said Gonzalez, notes would be flying.
Yeah.
All right. The other ones was going to be Dungeons and Dragons
Mm-hmm.
and
2000.
The Fast and the Furious.
Mm-hmm. Also 2000.
No, the one with the Wayans brother.
That's what I'm saying. 2000.
Oh, it was in 2000.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been around a while.
Yeah.
The next one. The first hint is going to be The Babysitter, Killer Queen.
I've seen it, but I don't remember anybody that was in it.
Now I am just thinking of the Queen song, Killer Queen. and I
That's
can't.
the sequel to, I think.
The Babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Netflix original.
Oh, okay. I know which
Mhm.
movie you're talking about now.
Guaranteed to blow your mind anytime.
They're
what
both really good
is
movies, by the
that
way.
person? I've heard good things. I just
Yeah.
never got around to watching
Mhm.
them.
They're enjoyable.
What is
They are really
that
good popcorn
person's
movies.
name?
Brady.
Bella Thorne.
Incorrect.
I'm passing.
I will
Passing.
also pass.
For 4 points now. Next hint is going to be Scream, the 2022 film.
Didn't see it. Passing.
Jay.
I'll go with Jenna Ortega.
Correct.
There we go.
I was trying to,
Yeah.
to remember the other chick.
The other hints were going to be X, Death of a Unicorn,
X would have
and
gotten it there.
Beetlejuice
And Death of
2.
the Unicorn.
Oh, yeah. Death of the
specifically.
Unicorn. Even though it's not out yet.
Yeah.
Or is it? No.
Not
No,
yet.
it's not out.
No, not yet.
This year, though.
Great trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Amazing trailer.
Yeah.
Thank you, A24.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. The next actor or actress. First hint is going to be Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I heard Jay.
Eddie Redmayne.
Incorrect.
Oh, he got
Matt Smith.
Incorrect.
it. Colin Farrell.
Incorrect.
4 points.
For 4 points. Next hint is going to be City of Lies.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Johnny Depp.
Correct.
He came in at the very end.
What
of
was the first question? What was the first one?
Fantastic Beasts? He was at the very. He
was at the
he
very
was-
end of
Colin
that?
Farrell was the main character.
That's
and then he
right.
changed
Okay,
into
that's
Johnny
right.
Depp
Right.
at the
Okay,
end
yeah,
of it,
that's
and everybody was like, "Oh, Colin Farrell was really good in that.
Yeah.
Why did you change him?"
Yeah, I thought Colin Farrell did a really good job.
Most from what I've heard, I've never watched the movie because I'm not.
I need him to win more Golden Globe awards because his acceptance speeches are fantastic.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. The next actor or actress, the first hint is going to be The Help.
I don't know what that is.
Brady.
Octavia Spencer.
Incorrect. Jay.
Emma Stone.
Correct.
Ah, okay.
Remember, we have to think about what she would
Yeah,
look
this
up.
is true. This is true.
I don't know who would have been in
I was
that
trying
movie.
to think of what's the other maid that's in that? Her name just escapes me. I literally just
She
watched.
played.
I know who you're talking about.
I literally have. She's a very good
Yes.
actress. She played Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
For some reason, her name just has fell out of my brain.
We'll remember it before the end of the
Yes.
Yeah.
episode. If this part will probably be cut out though, just for time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The next one, first hint is going to be Tomorrowland. Brady.
George Clooney.
Correct.
There we go.
The other hints were going to be The Monuments Men,
Mm.
Leatherheads, The Magic Bubble,
Ooh,
and
Leatherheads. That's a deep cut.
and Batman and Robin.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
Deepest cut, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Ooh, man.
Not the tomatoes.
Facts of life.
I only ever watched the cartoon of that.
The next and final question for the entire game show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
First hint is going to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Jay.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Incorrect.
Brad Pitt.
Incorrect. Brady.
Margot Robbie.
Correct.
Yes.
There we
Mm.
go.
Yep.
Margot Robbie's feet.
They were definitely all over that. Margaret Qualley's feet were also all over that
yeah,
place.
yeah. For way too long.
Yeah.
Dirty as fuck. Hippie
Mhm.
feet.
Oh, yeah, man. Whew.
That's his favorite flavor.
That
It
is his
is.
absolute favorite flavor.
And with that, gentlemen, that has concluded the extravagant quiz show for this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all ready for the points?
Never.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Coming in last place
Mhm.
with a total of 29 points is going to be Jody with 29. I would just say that. Now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Second place with a total of 41
Coming in next to last place.
is going to be Jay.
Oh, shit.
And with a total of 50 points, it is Mr. Brady
Pulled it out.
right across from
Pulled
me.
it out.
I believe that is a worth an applause. So I will give you
Yeah.
a light one. There we go.
There you go.
Okay,
I
good.
did the trombones.
I was about to
I've
say
got,
that
I've
was
got
something.
one. I've got one on.
There you go.
That's
We're
my
now,
heart ripping into.
Yeah.
we are now an ASMR channel.
Now
You can get right on that.
we'll be
Ethan.
doing a Travelers on the Omnibus mukbang over the microphone.
Ew, you can cut that, Jay.
I may put that on echo
Oh no.
to make it worse.
Yeah.
Brady, you have won. You get to decide our fate for next week.
The
All right.
Langoliers.
I didn't even have to think about what I wanted to do next week.
Just like I
and
didn't
it's-
have to think about this week.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to do a lot of work for this one, but we're going to do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ripoffs.
I love it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
One of those killed Ralph. Not Ralph. Fucking Ralph.
Ralph Bakshi?
Rob Babsky.
Oh, no.
Raphael.
No. One of those killed the other animation studio we already talked about. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I hope all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had fun. You gave me something to come back on, so that was fun.
There you go.
Yeah. Some of those Age of Sigmar questions were fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Age of Sigmar ones were the ones I had the most trouble coming
Yeah.
up with. Everything else
And then you-
just kind of like came to
You
me.
pulled out Magic the Gathering lore, which I know nothing about and don't give a shit about. So
Funny enough, I almost buzzed in and said Slaanesh on the first Slaanesh answer.
Mm.
Because that's like one of the only things. Because that's what Holder talks about all the time. Whenever
Yeah.
he would talk about Age of Sigmar, he would just talk about Slaanesh.
But
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I feel necessary to include this for my friend
Mm-hmm.
as a part of the army that he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's also another like section of talking about Slaanesh,
Mm-hmm.
which you don't go down,
Mm-hmm.
but they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Nope, no,
Nope.
that one's staying in.
Okay.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for enjoying and participating in
But
the
don't
quiz
say
show.
thank us for enjoying. We may not have enjoyed it.
Oh well, you were still
Participating,
here.
absolutely.
You were still here.
It's
Wait,
because
wait,
we're
that's all that
contractually
counts.
obligated.
Yeah.
My headphones and microphone are still connected to the Roadcaster, so yes,
Yeah,
I am
there you
still
go.
here.
And ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude this episode as we are now pulling into the station. At this time, I would suggest that we have friends and whatnot to plug.
We don't
However,
have friends.
We have no friends.
We
They've
don't
all-
have friends.
They have all abandoned us.
It can't offend anybody. He's dead. This is
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
All our friends are dead.
Yeah.
They all dead.
They have gone to that great podcast studio in the sky.
Or at least their shows have.
Yeah,
Yes.
Their shows are on hiatus.
yeah.
Many shows on pause. However,
Some
of
more
them-
hiatus than others, but
one
some
of-
are.
One of them has been on a hiatus for almost a year now.
Yeah, and we just kept on trucking with the plug.
Yep.
We could have saved so
'Cause-
much time.
Because that person kept telling me, "Oh yeah, we're trying to get together next week." It's okay, cool. We'll keep plugging it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
however, one friend that will always remain is Mackinac Gaming in Goshen, Mississippi. If you have any like RPG needs, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, or just board gaming needs, check them out. They have. If you are looking for it, they probably have it.
Well, I would mention Fearology, but I still haven't recorded the episode and uploaded it.
Hence why it wasn't mentioned.
Hence why I mentioned that it's,
Hence the mentioning of
Of
this
the-
mentioning
yes.
of Jody's mentioning.
right.
Mentioning Inception.
Yes.
I spawned in mustard gas.
Yeah.
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
why.
That-
That's
that's
why
what
the
it was.
episode
Yep.
didn't come up
Yep.
because he spawned in mustard gas.
Gentlemen, is there anything we would like to touch up on before we depart?
No, not
I ain't
really.
I ain't touching none
You
of
ain't
y'all.
touching
What the
nothing?
hell?
Ain't touching nothing. Gotcha. Well, if that is the case of the evening,
Can we
the
talk-
case of the evening.
yes.
When did this become? When did this become a crime show?
I
Jesus.
It's late.
So right now, the rookie is in its like we're just setting things up part of the season. It hasn't gone fucking insane yet, but
Okay,
this next
okay.
episode, Jenna Dewan might get run over by a car.
Well, good for her.
I've been Ethan Skinner.
I'm James McCarthy.
I'm Brady Davis.
I'm Jody Kite.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.
So recently, and this might get cut from the ending of the show, and just abrupt cut.
Viola
Okay.
Davis is the
That's
people
what it
that-
is, yeah.
the person that I was thinking of.
That's her name.
I came across a trailer for a Peter Sellers movie from 1980,
There's your first mistake.
and it was one of the last things he did, and it's a Fu Manchu movie that was made in 1980
Ooh, that's way too late for that.
called The Fiendish Plot of Dr. Fu Manchu.
Yeah, that's way too late for that.
Where Sellers tries to do the Doctor Strangelove thing and play 5 different characters, and amongst them is Dr. Fu Manchu.
Yeah,
And let me tell you, it's a wild trailer.
yeah, it sounds like it.
I'd like to think
Mhm.
legitimately that they went to Asian actors to do that, and they were like, "Fuck no! What are you talking about? This is fucked."
That's a white guy.
Ah!
Mhm.